Hi, I'm Venkatesh. I'm a software engineer with around 20 plus years of experience. Currently working with Microsoft. Previous to that, I was with Philips Medical System, and I graduated from NIT Trichy in '98. Many of my friends referred to me in terms of the earlier name called InterviewBit, later became Scalar Academy. And one of the things that attracted me was the quality of material that's been shared, helping people to prepare for interviews, and the kind of training and other assistance that you guys are providing was kind of very useful for anyone who's trying to get into any product companies. I think that's where the context in which I got introduced into Scalar Academy. I think the main motivation was that what I found was that many of the students who come from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, they don't have that much of an exposure beyond their education. So even for such simple things like how to prepare a good resume, or what are all the good projects that they have done, and what does it take to get into the job market today. It's very tough, competitive. Just basic education is not sufficient today to get any job. So the main motivation was that, hey, I have benefited from the system, how can I contribute back? And interacting with many of the students was kind of, they're really good, but they don't have the exposure. And I think that's what the motivation more in terms of giving back to help these students get through the interview. Yeah, so I will give two examples. One person is named Ayush, and he went through a bunch of interviews and he didn't do well, got eliminated in the first round. And when I started interacting with him, I started probing him, like what was his experience was, like what was the question asked, how did he approach, how did he introduce himself. And I found that he is not being exposed to the basic interview process at all. So that's where I started interacting with him, coaching him, guiding him in terms of like, hey, how do you introduce yourself, like, and how do you approach given a problem? Start with a brute force approach and then optimize. So as I started interacting with that particular student, what I found was that in addition, they are working really hardworking. What matters was having the confidence and showing them the right direction. And what I found it really nice was I met him last week and I found that he's been placed in Amazon. So I feel really like fabulous that, hey, I was able to guide someone who has got into Amazon. And another example is Naman Balla. He's got placed into Google. He's really hardworking, and I think he's had the best academics and he's doing really well, attending all the courses. So the small interactions and whatever the valuable guidance I gave him, I felt really good when I saw that he's been placed in Google. So these two candidates are like a good example where I felt like, hey, my mentorship kind of added value. The value addition the mentor brings in is that the mentor has seen so much of interviewing process and he has gone through so much of this. And many of the students, they need a good friend to guide them. So that's where a mentor comes. The mentor should be someone whom they should be feel to share their concerns, fears, whatever they are like. The technical side is taken care, but the non-technical side in terms of the presentation skills, introduction. So a mentor plays a very important role in addition to mainly from the non-technical perspective in terms of molding the candidate end to end and being ready for an interview. Scalar Academy is a great opportunity for any student wanting to get into competitive programming and also interviewing with any of the big product companies. The one advice I would give is that, hey, make the maximum use of the opportunity that you get. Attend all the online class sessions, do all your assignments, and that would basically help you land in a great job. And I think Scalar is laying the foundation for you to have a great career. So that's what is my advice for the student. As a mentor, I would say the main thing is that, hey, you are going to impact lives of a young student coming from a small village or a small town in UP, Bihar, and for them, the kind of exposure they have as a mentee, you can basically mold them and in landing in a great career.